AACPS, it's your host Zoie Prandy. Join me this month to talk about all things art. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you guys soon on Teen Talk. Hey there AACPS, it's your host Zoie Prandy and welcome to Teen Talk. This is a show for students and today's episode is all about the arts. We're going to highlight phenomenal students in the areas of dance, music, theater, and visual arts throughout the county. In the studio today, I am joined with the talented twin sister duo, Tessa and Alyssa Stallings here from Southern High School to talk about all things dance. Thank you for joining me. How are you guys doing today?
Doing awesome.
Yes, it's amazing. So how long have you both been dancing and what really sparked your interest in it?
So we've been dancing since the age of 3, and my mom just kind of put me in dance because as a baby, I would just dance to the music, and she just knew I was born to be a dancer, basically.
Love that. So for both of you, what is your favorite style of dance?
My favorite would have to be musical theater, just because, I don't know, it's just so fun, and something about it just makes me love it.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a jazz and hip-hop kid, just ever since I was little, just love to perform.
Love that. So what is the dance community and culture like at Southern High School?
It's oh my goodness, it's my favorite thing about going to school. I just,
Yeah.
I love it so much. The energy there is just so positive, and I don't know, something about it, Miss Matthews is amazing, the girls are amazing. It's just a really good bonding experience.
It's a really positive and fun environment to just be in. You build
Just
so
be
many
yourself, yeah. You can really
close
just be yourself.
relationships.
Yes, I love that. Even though at my school, I see the pep rally. I just love all the energy and everything.
Yes.
So how has dance really, positively impacted your high school experience? This can be, in school or even out of school too.
I mean, I've just built a lot of close relationships with all the people in dance company and Miss Matthews. So it's just been really fun getting to know everybody.
Yes, and especially because we came from a different middle school, the dance company aspect really helped us build those close relationships that maybe other kids had with them already. But it really helped us with the social part of high school since we came from a different middle school.
Yes, I love that. I know for any time working in a team, close bonds or relationships are
Yes,
so
it's
important.
Definitely.
So what challenges have you guys, faced as a dancer? How did you overcome them, especially with it being such a competitive industry?
So sometimes I'll struggle with confidence and self-doubt, thinking I'm not good enough. But I always just have to tell myself that everybody follows their own path and that it's okay to make mistakes.
Yes, definitely the confidence part is a big thing. I feel that's just a common thing. A lot of people struggle with that, but it's really important to just remember that you're who you are and you're just as special as anybody else.
Yes, I love that. Especially in the arts, I think everyone's, just very unique and different.
Yes, and it's good to be unique.
Yes. So do you guys have a favorite achievement or memory that you've encountered throughout your dance journey?
For me, it's probably been going to Germany to represent the IDO U.S. World Hip Hop Team to compete in an international championship. So that was really cool.
And for me, it's probably getting Car Protege. I remember thinking it was the coolest thing. That thousands of kids applied, and we were we were 2 of the less than 30 kids that got picked, and it was just such a cool moment because it was it was really your I made it moment that you were noticed and you felt important in a way.
Appreciated.
It was it was really cool.
Oh, I love that for both of you. So talented, so amazing.
Thank you.
So, can you guys tell me about being, an all-county dancer? What exactly, is it for our viewers who don't know what it is?
So, all-county dance is just it's a mention that you get, and you get recognized at festivals and stuff, and it's just a reward that showing your hard work paid off, that your teacher selected you out of all the students in the class.
Okay, yes, so cool, so cool. So, do you guys have a favorite performance that you've done at Southern High School?
My favorite has been, last year we did a dance and it was called Bermuda Triangle, and it was choreographed by one of my best friends, Catherine, and it was so fun, the music, just everything about it was just amazing.
Yeah.
And it had a really cool story of we were down in the Bermuda Triangle and there was this mysterious mermaid creature that was coming after everyone, and then at the end we had a little duo section and it was just really fun.
Yeah. For me, probably X Evermore, because it's just one of my favorite songs and I just love dancing to it. But I like all of the dances we do, and Pep Rally. It's always so fun.
Yes, Pep Rally is a lot of fun.
So just since you guys are twins, do you have a favorite duet that you've done, throughout your dance career?
Ooh.
I don't know. I mean, we've always done a trio with one of our best friends, so
Yes.
I really love trios.
Yeah, trios are fun, and it's nice because it's not just the 2 of us, so we get to still have that experience of having a different partner, and because living in the same house and everything, it's it's way different than if we had if our duet partner was somebody else,
Yeah.
from that outside view.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So how do you manage to balance, academics and doing school? It's just a lot.
Yes.
So, how do you guys do it?
It can be a lot, but honestly, like, I'm really good about not procrastinating homework. Other things,
Yes.
maybe not so much, but I'm really good about not like procrastinating work. So I get most of my stuff done in school. If I have an essay to write, like I'll work on it, and like I do it during breaks, and I do it, just kind of like whenever I can, like whenever I have like an opportunity, maybe in class when we aren't doing anything, like I always make sure that I'm getting my work done.
Yeah.
So it's
I always make sure to like
yeah.
utilize my breaks and like just make sure I'm staying organized because that's like the
Yes.
most important thing.
And like all the time we get in school, like that hour is really helpful.
Yeah.
Yes. So, do you guys have any plans, as a dancer beyond high school, or, joining a team? What is it?
So for me, I definitely don't want to keep dancing after high school, whether that's like going to auditions, teaching, or like just joining a college dance team. But I definitely want to keep dancing and go to college. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's definitely the same for me. I think I definitely want to dance now. I'm just gonna wait and see where I go. But I would really love to teach like the little kids, inspire the new generation of dancers.
Oh, I love that. So, what advice would you have for students who, maybe want to pursue dance but, are scared? What resources
Yes.
are available, in schools?
Yes, I mean, I would say, if you know somebody that's a dancer, maybe talk to them because I feel like that's always helpful. We get a lot of questions just because we have been dancing for such a long time. Like, hey, twins, like, should I, like, make, like, maybe an Instagram dance account to, like, put myself out there? And so I think it's very important that, you maybe talk to someone with a little bit of experience because honestly, everybody starts somewhere, so you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. And you'll never know until you try, really. So I just always tell them to like go for it.
Okay, yes,
Don't
I
hold
love
back.
that.
Yeah.
This is kind of just like a fun little extra question. If you could work with any choreographer, if you could, who would it be?
Ooh. Oh, wow.
That's a
There's
hard
just so
one.
many.
Yeah.
We had the amazing opportunity to go over the summer to Brian Friedman, and that was like just so cool. Like it was so surreal. Like because you watch his videos all the time on Instagram and stuff. So finally getting to be there and learn that choreography was just really cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're obsessed with Molly Long because like who isn't? Who isn't? So
Project
probably
21.
yeah, probably Molly
Like all
Long.
those like
yes.
West Coast choreographers, like
Yes.
that would be really cool to work with all of them.
Yeah.
Yes, I think can relate. Well, obviously we go to the same studio, but I didn't even know when like Phil Wright came. I was like,
Yes, that was so
Fangirl.
cool.
it was just like an actual like hip hop choreographer, and he was just like so hard hitting.
He
That
was
was
so
going
fun.
for it.
yes,
Yes. It's so cool.
yes. So as twins, what it's like, sharing the same hobby of dance?
For us especially, we basically we're all together 24/7, all the time.
Mhm.
So it can be a little annoying, but at the end of the day, it's really cool to share like the same interests as probably the person, she's the one I'll be the closest to, like in my life. It doesn't matter what I like do. She will always be there. So it's really cool to like share that interest and, have that spark together.
Yeah. And there's definitely like a competitive like factor that plays along with it too, but like it's a healthy competitive.
And it makes us push ourselves like farther than we probably ever thought we would go.
I love that. So like outside of dance, what are like other hobbies you like to do? What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject in school was probably I like the sciences. I love biology. I took biology last year and that was a really fun class. Yeah, I really like the sciences, I think. Yeah, that's something that interests me.
My favorite subject, I'm like more of a math person, so I love math. And like outside of school, I like to shop and like play with all my animals. So,
Yes.
So like, okay, what's your favorite place to shop at?
oh, that's a hard one. I really like American Eagle and
Oh,
like
yeah.
Lululemon. So,
Yes.
Okay, so I know that outside of school, you guys are a part, of like a competitive dance team.
Yes.
I know it's definitely like a lot. Can you kind of like tell our viewers, what is it in a nutshell?
Well, we dance at Outlet Dance Complex. We're pretty new, so it's like really fun. Being a competitive dancer, it really gives you that like that sport feeling like of a team, and you have to work together with people, and it's just really fun because you grow so close with those people, and just being like a competitive dancer, it's like you work so hard, so when you finally like you feel rewarded, it's like a nice feeling.
Yeah, and do you guys have any advice? This can be for competitive dance or, any other sport where people have to, like, audition. Can you kind of go through, that process? And, like, what tips do you guys have?
yes. So I've done like quite a few auditions in my life. And I'd say that you always have to remember that you get a lot of no's before you get a yes. Because not everybody's going to, like, look for the same thing. Like, it doesn't even matter if you can dance. It might matter, like, what color your hair is, anything like that. So there's a lot of, like, factors that play into auditions and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'd say just really try your best and work hard and always try again.
Yeah. And I would say don't, if you go and, you get a no, don't let that, like, defeat you, Keep trying because one day it will happen for you.
Yes.
I mean, we've gotten no's, but there's also been some yeses in there. So I think it's, like, it's very important to just have that perseverance and, like, overcome those challenges.
Most
For
definitely.
sure.
Yeah. And I really know, like, entering, any space, I feel like especially as a dancer, but even, like, an athlete, it's always, about your physical ability.
Yes.
How about, like, your mental mindset?
You definitely have to be in a good place
yeah.
for sure. Like you can be already downing yourself because I know for us, like when we're about to go on stage, like compete our solo or something,
it's very
and
nerve-wracking.
Yeah, you can get a lot of nerves in you. But if you already have that mindset of I'm not gonna do it or it's not gonna be good, I've learned that like that's kind of the way it turns out. But if I go into a mindset with I'm gonna do amazing, I'm gonna do the best that I can. I'm not gonna worry about what place I get or what adjudication. Like I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna dance for me. And I feel like that definitely.
Yeah. And at like the end of the day, it's really there's only like some things you can control. Like you can't control what the judge is gonna think of your performance because all you can control is like how you go out there, how you perform, and how you like take away and what you take away.
Because at the end of the day, it's three people's opinions. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
As being, doing dances after school, what does a typical week look like for you guys?
So for us, we dance Monday through Thursday. We go to school at 8:30, done at 3:18, and then on Mondays and Wednesdays, we have our after-school rehearsal for dance company, and that's until 4:30.
Yes.
And then Mondays and Wednesdays, we go to our studio dance at 6, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays, we go to 4:30. And all 4 nights, we're done at 9:45, so we get home around 10:30, and then go to bed, and we just repeat that process.
And like in the morning we don't go home, so like we have to do our homework like at the studio or in the library, like whenever we have free time, so it's really nice.
So we're out of the house from 7:50 to 10:30 at night, but
it's all worth it.
Nothing else we would want to do. So
yes, definitely can relate to that.
Yes.
So when you do have those breaks in free time, what do you like to do for leisure or just for like fun?
Yeah, so sometimes I'll either take a break, like sometimes I want to take a nap, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yes.
But I try not to let myself do that because I want to be able to sleep at night. So I usually do homework or I'll maybe read a book.
We'll talk to our friends. Because it's in the mall, so we just we might go sit at some table somewhere and talk about what dance is like. Go over our dances, because we don't know.
One.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
Yeah. And I know doing dance company and out of school dance. What's the best piece of advice or inspiration that a teacher or even a peer has shared with you that you think is really important to you on your journey?
I'd probably say don't ever compare yourself to other people because there's no two people that are the same person, so everybody's gonna follow a different path. And I think it's just really important to stay set on what you want to do and your goals and not worry about other people.
For me, I would say that it's kind of the whole idea of working as a team, especially for school, because there is no solos, so don't be so worried, about where you are, because at the end of the day, it's a team effort, and one single person isn't gonna make the dance, right? So if you want to be successful, the whole team has to be in it to win it. Otherwise, it won't work out for you.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think especially working in a team and you have other people who are really there for you and just really supportive. I think that's just
it really helps. So always be a team player. I would say is the best piece of advice.
Yeah. And you also want to always find a positive environment where you feel like you fit in, because that's also very important doing such a competitive sport like dance.
Yeah. Do you need to have those relationships? In order for you and in order for you and your mental health, you definitely need to be somewhere where you feel good about
comfortable.
it. Yeah.
And what parts of dance do you guys feel you probably have had the most growth in?
For me, I would say, honestly, just, being more confident in myself, because I can tell, over the years, I watch old videos of me, and I'm wow. But no, it's definitely, a confidence thing. I've noticed that I'm better about putting myself out there, and I would say a big help for that was, doing more conventions and really, learning how to put myself out there, but, still be humble and kind and, supportive to my peers, because I feel that's really important. And sometimes when we get a little overconfident, we can, forget about being humble, which is always super important. So I would say definitely doing, conventions and, putting myself out there has really been a big...
I agree with, everything she said. I mean, it's, confidence is, a big thing, when it comes to dance. And so you just have to, really have that faith in yourself that you can do it.
Yes, it definitely relates to both of you. I even know, before, I didn't do dance for, I used to when I was younger, but I, had stopped because I was oh, I'm not good enough. But I recently started again, and I'm definitely pushing myself
Yes.
more out of my comfort zone. So
Yeah.
And you work it every week.
Yes.
But no, I would definitely
Yeah.
say a big thing is like, not being afraid. And,
Mhm.
because they say no one's going to be confident. Like, you have to be confident in yourself before other people are confident in you.
Yes.
So if you don't have that self-confidence, chances are nobody else is ever going to be as confident in you as you are. So that's always
I think that's really learn. Okay, so I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I loved all of your experiences and insights into the dance world. So thank you guys so
Yes,
much.
thank you. It was so cool being here, yeah.
Yes. All right. I want to thank Tessa and Alyssa Stallings for sharing their phenomenal dance journeys with us. Next, we'll hear from talented students in visual arts, theater, dance, and music. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey there, AACPS. Welcome back. And today I am joined with some very talented art students in our county.
Hi, I'm Caroline O'Neill. I go to Crofton High School and I'm involved with both theater and music at my school.
Hi, my name is Miles. I go to Crofton High School and I'm involved in both theater and in AHS, National Art Honor Society.
Hi, my name's Emma Tippett, and I go to Arundel High School, and I'm part of Arundel Dance Company.
Definitely a lot of diversity in the different programs. Can each of you guys kind of tell me give us some insight into your program, what's expected of you, what do you do, just for our viewers who aren't really familiar with these arts?
So I'm involved in two different programs at my school. So I'm involved with my chorus, which I'm a part of our honors ensemble, which is a class that we do, but we also perform outside of school. So there's some really cool opportunities inside of our music department for us to perform and share our music. And in the theater world, I'm involved we run about 5 shows every school year, which is a lot. And so those are many hours per week staying after school and auditioning and working on various projects, whether they're student led or our big main stage productions.
I'm also in theater, just like Caroline, but I'm a part of tech. I do lights and I'm a lead, and it's similar hours and projects and stuff, except less auditioning and more technical stuff, working on troubleshooting with equipment and working with actors and everything behind the scenes. And then for National Art Honor Society, I do photography. So I'm commissioned to photograph the band or any sports activity, and then also document NAHS activities.
So for dance company is a class. So we have it in the morning, and then we have after school rehearsals. We put on a winter concert and a spring concert. So our winter concert's next week. And then we also perform at school events. So football games, basketball games. So all of that we do as well.
So can you guys kind of tell me how you guys got introduced into the different fields that you're in? Was it through in school or was out of school?
So for me personally, I've been doing theater since elementary school, but I really started getting it into middle school. It was mostly through our program through Crofton Middle School. We do really big musicals there. So I got super into musical theater that way. I'm even going into it in college. And for chorus, I've been taking vocal lessons since I've been 7 years old. So when the opportunity was presented in fourth grade to start taking chorus, I've kind of just stuck with it since then.
For me, I had a passion for photography and then movies. And in college, I'm doing a screenwriting or film production BFA. But for theater, on the light side, it really it just drew me in because I love lighting in movies and the way shadows and stuff play into that cinematic aspect. So joining lights was a really fun outlet and exploration into other arts for me. And then photography is something that my grandma got me interested in, and that was my cat. And it was just a nice outlet for me and something I could do creatively.
So for me, it started when I moved to Anne Arundel County in 6th grade, and I never did dance before. So I had a great teacher, Miss Mossberg, in 6th grade, and she introduced me to it, and I fell in love with it, and I've been doing it ever since. I joined the middle school dance company in 8th grade, and I've been part of Arundel High's dance company since freshman year.
Wow. So definitely, a long time. But I love how like each you guys like found your passions very differently. So, another question I have, like, what is your favorite aspect of the program that you're in? And this time we can start with Miles.
My favorite aspect of theater would definitely be the collaboration. Being able to work with a lot of people, especially friends, and then to meet new people is really great. And then another thing that I didn't know that I'd find as fulfilling is teaching new people. We got some new freshmen this year, and I always enjoy showing them why I like lighting and tech and theater and having them grow as well. For photography and NAHS, it's just a way to connect with my grandma, really. She lives around here in the area, but I don't get to see her as much often. But it's a really nostalgic and fulfilling feeling for me. So photography has always been a great one of my passions.
On a theater aspect for me, I love that it's a culmination of the three things I love. I dance and I sing and I act. So it's nice that I can go up on stage and do all three. And I love the aspect of storytelling. You can get up on stage and be whoever you want to be. And it's really fun to be able to put on a persona. And for chorus, I love being able to do harder and more technical music. The honors class that I'm in is actually an auditioned ensemble. So we're actually going to level 6. We're going to county for level 6 music this year, and we're actually the only ensemble doing so. So it's
Oh,
really
wow.
cool opportunity to be a part of something and doing technically challenging music.
Yeah, I love how both you guys, mentioned like the ability to do storytelling. I think that's just something that all of us love, and I love to see that you guys are able to communicate that through your different arts. So, how about you, Emma? What's like your favorite aspect of like dance?
Probably all the connections you make, meeting tons of new people, all over the county. You get to meet all of the dance companies of all like the schools, so that's really nice. And then probably being able to like communicate my love for dance with the audience. I love being able to communicate and storytell, and it's one of the best parts of dance. So
To kind of just dig like a little bit deeper, what was like one of the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome, as a creative in your program?
I'd say for me, the hardest challenge I faced was injury,
Mm.
because their body is your instrument. So I broke my spine um, freshman year. So that was the hardest thing to recover from. But you learn from it and you grow and you come back stronger. So
I know like a lot of people sometimes will think like dance isn't a sport, but I'm like your body is just like as necessary as being like a basketball player or a football player. So
I think my greatest challenge was the community building aspect. I'm naturally a very shy, introverted person. So basically, building those connections in the art programs I was in was my greatest challenging of opening myself up and getting more opportunities to really express myself and show my art. But hi, it's it's been a great just character building moments for me, getting out there and putting myself out there. And I definitely take all the lessons I learned about building relationships into college and wherever I go.
Well, I do 100% agree with Emma because this past summer from dancing, I got a fracture in my back. So I 100% feel you. It's the worst. So that's a big challenge. But specifically in theater, I think something that a lot of people are scared to talk about is there is disappointment. Theater is such an amazing place where so many people, especially on stage, can be featured, and so many different people are featured all at once. So you're bound to sometimes get disappointed. But I've learned at this point that the disappointment really is just a stepping stone. And usually it means you're on to do something better. And every single time I've been disappointed, it's been a show that I've loved and I've learned so much from. And most of the time, directors will be teaching you a lesson and educating you. And really, it's just such a fun thing that once you get past the disappointment, you can really blossom as a performer and see so many other people grow and just be so confident on stage.
I love how, like, through all your challenges, all you guys were able to overcome and, grow even more as like creatives. So, like, on I would say more like a lighter note, and you even mentioned like performances. What has been like your favorite? It could be project or performance that you've worked on.
I'd say my favorite performance is probably the homecoming football game. It's such a surreal experience. We dance halftime, and you look up and you see your whole school and town like supporting you. It's the craziest experience ever. And it's so much energy and it's so loud and it's such an experience.
I definitely can, relate to that. Just, seeing even the dances at my school during like pep rally seasons, definitely, I definitely can get that. And how about you, Carolyn? Like, what's your favorite? It could even be like if you're in a dance showcase or like your favorite. I know you're all into musical theater, like your favorite musical or like play you've done.
I think my favorite musical will have to be the first musical I did at Crofton, which was Newsies. It was such a cool culmination because the school was so new. It was like the first big musical when we opened, and it was such a big community because everyone was on stage and dancing and singing. And I just remember I was so happy during that show just because it felt like I had this big, giant, huge Crofton family supporting me while on stage. And I grew so close with so many people, especially right after COVID, that it was such like a nice re-entry onto stage and like performing once again.
Yes, I remember I actually had saw in Newsies, and it was like just such like an amazing show, and I can like definitely see what you're talking about with like all the connections is really bringing just like a story that really was touching. I would say at least for me, so it was definitely like a really good show. And how about you, Miles?
A lot of my favorites have been the dance shows, really. Technically, for light wise, you get to basically work with the choreographer to make not only the dancers pop, but also have the scene be captivating. And I have a lot of fun, a lot of times with theater, there is director's notes on, where you can really have full creative freedom, but with the dance shows, they really trust you to do that, and I like designing all the lights for them.
Yes, love that. I definitely can relate of like wanting to have control over like creative projects. So I definitely get you with that. Oh, and I see you just joined, so I'm just gonna ask you basically just state your name and then the program you're in, and then after that, I'm just gonna ask everyone like what's their future goals, and then towards the end, I can like ask you more about your program.
Hi, I am Minuet Hoyt. I am the props master for the North County High School Drama Department, and I am a cellist in our orchestra.
So can like everyone tell me what your future plans are, and if it is in your program, like what do you see in the future for yourself?
So I'm applying for a BFA musical theater degree currently. It's a process. I've applied to 29 schools, and yeah, it's definitely really difficult to do. But I'm really excited because I really want to go into this professionally and make musical theater my career. I'm hoping to still continue things like choir in college, but musical theater is like the biggest thing that's brought me joy ever in my life, and I can't imagine not doing it as my career and trying to succeed in the world. So I'm definitely looking forward to pursuing that degree in college, seeing where I end up, and continuing to make art, hopefully for a living.
amazing. I know you're gonna definitely do great and have a lot of acceptances coming in, so we are cheering you on. So how about Hoyt? Can you kind of tell me about, what your future plans are if it is in music, just give me a little insight.
So I do plan on doing community theater and community orchestras when I'm older, but my current plans career-wise do not involve the arts as there's not a lot of money in those careers and I need to be able to support my family.
I can get that. Do you have so what's your future plan or what you want to do that's not like music related?
I'm really interested in working in public policy and the non-political side of the government, if that makes sense.
Mm. And how about you, Emma? What's your future plans? If it is dance related, what you see for that, or if it's not, what do you want to do in the future?
I actually am gonna continue dance in college. I really wanted to major in dance in college, but I've decided to go into college undecided just to kind of open my options because I find interest in everything.
Mhm.
So I plan to do a dance team in college and then maybe do dance as a major.
And how about you, Miles? What are your future plans? Where do you see yourself in the future? Is it, with photography and film? Give me a little insight.
I'm gonna plan on doing a BFA for something film related in college, either film production or I've actually really recently fallen in love with screenwriting. So I've applied to 6 schools already. 3 of them have the screenwriting BFA, and then the other 3 have the film production BFA. But I definitely want to become either a writer or a director in the future, and definitely continue with photography in college, and also a little side passion, which is jazz piano.
Oh wow, very interesting. I also see your USC shirt, so I mean your jacket, so I can definitely relate to you with that. So my last kind of questions for everyone, and I'm definitely gonna get back to you, is kind of like what advice do you have for anyone who wants to, get into the different programs you're in, but doubts themselves and like kind of for that, what options are available at high schools?
I would say that there's a lot of opportunities for anybody looking to go into arts in high school. And I think the main little hurdle you have to get over and that I had to get over is putting yourself out there. Art is all about expressing yourself. And if you find the courage to do so, there are a lot of opportunities in high school with art clubs and theater clubs. And even if not, like at my high school, I created Filmmakers Club with friends of mine. Hi, with friends of mine, and it was a really fulfilling experience. And I think if you want it, you can make any opportunities come for you.
I definitely agree with that. I actually was part of the film club too, and it was just like it was really just, cool being able to create something and even like my own photography and stuff. I think just being able to start and just, not think too much on it, just do. So definitely love your insight on that. And how about you, Caroline? What advice do you have for students who, want to start theater? How can they get involved?
So theater, I always want to say, is like the most welcoming place in high school. Everybody is so supportive all the time, and it's the perfect place if you're looking for a community. I think one of the biggest hurdles that we saw a lot of freshmen dealing with this year is a lot of them have the idea that doing the arts isn't cool. Doing band or chorus or orchestra or dance or musical theater isn't cool. They assume that. But honestly, it's actually found that arts people are some of the most smartest people in our society, and it's such a fun community that and you feel so safe, which I'm not sure you always can find in high school. So if you're looking for a community, I would highly, highly, highly suggest the arts. And it's always there for you, whether you come into it freshman year or senior year.
I love that. And I feel like people don't like really realize how much the arts is in absolutely like everything we do from like music to even the infographics you see in your classroom. It's like everywhere. So definitely love the idea of embracing it. How about you, Emma? What advice do you have for, any dancers out there who want to start? What is available at your school?
Yeah, so many people think that you have to start dance at a really young age to be successful, but that's not true at all. You can start at any age. That's for any arts. You can start at any age and you don't have to have experience. And dance is one of the most welcoming spaces there is, because you connect with people on every level. And there are many opportunities for dance. So you can join dance classes, you can join dance companies, you can join theater and many arts programs. There's so many opportunities out there for you. So it's a really great experience. And I recommend everyone to try to get involved, something art related, because it's the best people and everyone's the nicest people you'll ever meet. So I recommend it.
Yeah, so definitely agree with that. I haven't like recently started dancing, like maybe 3 years ago, kind of getting back into it, and just even watching yourself grow and realizing, it doesn't have to be like a certain age or a certain age to do this. Like, it's really up to us to, make our own path. So definitely love that. And how about you? It's Monet? Wait, can you repronounce your name just so I can say it right?
Minuet.
Okay, I'm so sorry. All right, Minuet. Okay. So can you guys tell me what advice do you have for any students who want to start music? What's available at your school?
So my school has a jazz band, a symphonic band, a marching band, an orchestra, a chorus, and an a cappella group, along with guitar and piano classes. We have a really big music program that our directors, Miss Bang, Mr. Forte, and Mr. Price, have worked really hard to create. And so those are a lot of opportunities at my school, along with the drama club run by two of my teachers. And really, the advice I have for any student looking to get into the arts is honestly just go for it and try things out. Right now is the time to figure out what you want to do and what things you like to do. And there really is no penalty other than time lost if you end up not liking it or end up quitting, because you learn so much and gain so many valuable skills and experiences, even just from showing up a few times.
Yeah, so true. Just I agree with everything you said. So now I'm actually gonna ask you about two or three questions since like the ones I had asked earlier. But can you kind of like tell me a little bit more about the program you're doing and what do you like most about it?
Well, in orchestra, I really like the sense of community that everybody has. It's a very close knit and very welcoming community, and there is friends for everybody there. And I really like, again, with the drama club at my school, I really like how there's all these little niches that you can find one person that's good at and one person that can teach you that thing, because you can pick up a lot of very valuable experiences very quickly with how much time we all spend together.
What's a challenge you overcome and how did it, make you better as a creative?
So my freshman year, we had an issue where somebody broke into our costumes department and our tech room and ruined about a lot of money worth of costumery by spraying yellow spray on hairspray onto all of our costumes.
Oh
And
my gosh.
we had to work really creatively to both figure out how we were going to move forward costuming people, because a lot of our resources were damaged and ruined, and we had to throw out a good chunk of it what we couldn't salvage. And we still find items stained with yellow to this day. Even today I was sorting out our glassware and we found some. And so it's been really interesting to try and figure out the best way to move forward, and it was really challenging creatively to figure out what we could do to fix the pieces and move forward with the show we were doing that season, Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's definitely a lot. But yeah, so like, oh my goodness, that's just a lot. But how did it, what lesson did it teach you guys? How did you like move on from that?
Well, we've been really thorough about making sure all of our stuff gets locked up. Anything irreplaceable doesn't get stored anywhere public. And it has really taught us a lesson of caution in making sure that it doesn't happen again. We're just very, very thorough about making sure before you leave, all of the doors are locked and
Yes.
all of the equipment is secured essentially.
Yes, definitely get that. And my last question for you is like, what is your favorite like song you performed, or like what's been your favorite performance that you've done so far?
Probably my favorite performance is actually one of my most recent in my school's production of The Play That Goes Wrong, where I was one of both the backstage techies that were helping knock down the set. The whole plot of The Play That Goes Wrong is it's a murder mystery gone horribly wrong, and the set's falling apart everywhere, which was super fun to engineer. And I was also one of the on-stage techies and kind of getting to involve the audience and make that magic happen. And it ended up being the best show my school, from what I've seen, has ever put on. And so that was one of my all-time favorite performances I've ever been a part of.
I want to thank all of my guests for joining me today and sharing all their amazing insights and experiences into the different art programs. As you can see, there are so many different ways you guys can get involved in the various different arts. So don't be afraid and be open to trying new things. Here's thank you to all of my guests. We enjoyed learning about the importance of the arts in schools and hearing perspectives from talented students who are leaving their mark in the arts. I hope you found this episode entertaining and informative. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Teen Talk.